Hello and welcome to another episode of Current Affairs MCQ. Let us begin with the previous day's question. Consider the following statements. 1. Vultures in India are part of the Central Asian Flyway, which connects breeding grounds in Central Asia to wintering grounds in South Asia. 2. Conservation of vultures is already fully integrated into India's National One Health Strategy. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is A. India's vulture populations lie along the Central Asian Flyway, a migratory corridor spanning 30 plus countries from Central Asia to South Asia. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Current vulture conservation efforts are fragmented and underfunded and are not fully integrated into India's National One Health strategies. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 1. With reference to the twin balance sheet problem in the Indian economy, consider the following statements. 1. It refers to the simultaneous stress in the balance sheets of banks and corporates. 2. The problem emerged primarily due to over-leveraging of corporates and rising non-performing assets in banks. 3. The twin balance sheet problem was first highlighted in the Economic Survey of India. How many of the above statements are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The correct answer is C. Twin balance sheet problem, corporates burdened with excessive debt and banks with rising NPAs. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Corporates borrowed heavily during the mid-2000s boom, but projects stalled, revenues fell, and banks were left with NPAs. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The Economic Survey 2016-17, Volume 1, Chapter 1, formally highlighted the TBS problem as a structural challenge for the Indian economy. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Question 2. Consider the following assertion and reason. Choose the correct option from the choices given below. Assertion. In many Scheduled 5 area states, tribal women are systematically excluded from inheriting ancestral property despite constitutional guarantees of equality. Reason. The legal framework governing these areas often gives precedence to tribal customary laws, many of which are patrilineal over national statutes like the Hindu Succession Act. Options. A. Both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. B. Both A and R are true but R is not the correct explanation of A. C. A is true but R is false. D. A is false but R is true. The correct answer is A. Assertion is true because in many Scheduled 5 area states, tribal women are indeed excluded from inheriting ancestral property. This happens despite constitutional guarantees of equality, such as those in Articles 14 and 15, which protect against discrimination on the basis of gender. Reason is also true. Tribal customary laws, which are often patrilineal, take precedence over national laws like the Hindu Succession Act in many tribal areas. This means that tribal laws, which may restrict women from inheriting property, continue to be enforced in such areas even though national laws may guarantee equal rights to inheritance for women. Therefore, both the assertion and reason are correct and the reason correctly explains the assertion. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 3. With reference to median line in the Taiwan Strait, which of the following are correct? 1. The line is an officially recognized international maritime boundary established under the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea. 2. Originally demarcated by the United States in 1950s, it has historically functioned as an unofficial buffer zone to prevent military escalation between China and Taiwan. 3. In recent years, China has deliberately and frequently sent military aircraft and vessels across the median line to challenge its existence and assert sovereignty over Taiwan. Select the correct answer using the code given below. A. 2 only. B. 3 only. C. 2 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is C. The Taiwan Strait median line is not an officially recognized boundary under international law or UN clause. It was a unilaterally drawn line and has never been formally agreed upon by the People's Republic of China. Beijing explicitly rejects its legal standing. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. The line was first created in 1955 by a US Air Force general to serve as a line of control. For decades, it functioned as an unofficial or de facto buffer zone. Both China and Taiwan generally respected it, which helped prevent accidental military clashes and manage tensions. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Since around 2020, and especially following high-profile visits to Taiwan by US officials, China has abandoned its tacit respect for the line. It now deliberately and frequently sends military jets, drones, and warships across the median line. This is done to signal its rejection of the line's existence and to assert its claim that the entire Taiwan Strait is a part of its sovereign territory. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Question 4. With reference to Gossot technology, often mentioned in the news, which of the following best describes it? A. A CRISPR-based gene editing tool developed for treating genetic disorders. B. An indigenously developed satellite imaging system designed to monitor coastal erosion and marine pollution. C. A blockchain-enabled platform launched for transparent land record management. D. An indigenously developed technology for sex-sorting bovine semen to increase the likelihood of female calves. The correct answer is D. Gossot technology, developed by the National Dairy Development Board under the Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat initiatives, sorts bovine semen to ensure a higher likelihood of female calves with up to 90% accuracy. Part of the Rashtriya Gokul Mission, Gossot technology aims to revolutionize dairy farming by boosting milk production and farmer income through increased female calf births. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Question 5. The country is the second largest in Africa, with its capital city situated on the banks of the river that crosses the equator twice. It is exceptionally rich in mineral resources, including cobalt, copper, and industrial diamonds, and is home to the active volcano Mount Nyiragongo, known for its persistent lava lake. Additionally, the country has a small coastline on the Atlantic Ocean. Which country is described by the above described features? A. Angola. B. Democratic Republic of Congo. C. Nigeria. D. Zambia. The correct answer is B. The Democratic Republic of Congo, Africa's second largest country, shares border with Angola, the Republic of Congo, the Central African Republic, South Sudan, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, Tanzania, and Zambia. The country also has a coastline on the Atlantic Ocean to the southwest. It has the mineral-rich Katanga Plateau. Its capital, Kinshasa, lies on the Congo River, the only African river to cross the equator twice. Mount Nyiragongo, an active volcano in the Virunga Mountains, is one of the country's notable geological features. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 6. With reference to lab-grown diamonds, consider the following statements. 1. They are produced through methods such as high pressure, high temperature, and chemical vapor deposition. 2. Lab-grown diamonds are chemically and optically identical to natural diamonds. 3. India is one of the world's largest producers of lab-grown diamonds. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 2 and 3 only. C. 1 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is D. Lab-grown diamonds are produced using HPHT and CVD methods. Hence, statement 1 is correct. They are chemically, optically, and physically identical to natural diamonds. Hence, statement 2 is correct. India has emerged as a global leader in cutting, polishing, and production of LGDs. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Question 7. Regarding opium poppy, consider the following statements. 1. It is cultivated for medicinal use, edible seeds, and seed oil, thriving in temperate climates and suitable for winter cultivation in subtropical regions. 2. India is the only country authorized by the United Nations Single Convention on Narcotic Drugs to produce gum opium. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. neither one nor two. The correct answer is C. The opium poppy is an annual medicinal herb belonging to the Papaveraceae family. It is the primary source of opium gum, which contains alkaloids like morphine, codeine, and thebaine, widely used in modern medicine such as painkillers, cough suppressants, and antispasmodics. It is cultivated for medicinal use, edible seeds, and seed oil, thriving in temperate climates and suitable for winter cultivation in subtropical regions. Hence, statement 1 is correct. India is the only country authorized by the United Nations Single Convention on Narcotic Drugs to produce gum opium. Hence, statement 2 is correct. 11 other countries cultivate opium poppy, but they do not extract gum. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Question 8. With reference to DNA evidence in criminal investigations in India, consider the following statements. 1. DNA evidence is treated as a substantive evidence under the Indian Evidence Act. 2. The Supreme Court has held that DNA profiles are valid and reliable. Which of the above statements is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is B. DNA evidence is not substantive evidence. It is opinion evidence under Section 45 of the Evidence Act. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. The Supreme Court in Anil versus State of Maharashtra upheld reliability of DNA profiles but stressed quality control. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 9. With reference to the Moran community, consider the following statements. 1. They are an aboriginal tribe of Assam, followers of the Moamoria sect of Vaishnavism. 2. They are among the 6 communities in Assam demanding scheduled tribe status. 3. In 2025, the Assam government decided to issue permanent residence certificates to Moran community members living in Arunachal Pradesh's Namsai district. How many of the above statements are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The correct answer is C. The Morans are indeed an aboriginal tribe of Assam and followers of the Moamoria sect of Vaishnavism. Hence, statement 1 is correct. They are one of the 6 communities demanding ST status. Hence, statement 2 is correct. In March 2025, Assam government announced PRCs for Moran members residing in Arunachal Pradesh's Namsai district. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Question 10. With reference to koalas, consider the following statements. 1. They are marsupials native to Australia. 2. The IUCN Red List classifies the koala as endangered. 3. Habitat loss, bushfires, and diseases such as chlamydia are major threats to their survival. Which of the above statements is or are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 1 and 3 only. C. 2 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is D. Koalas are marsupials and endemic to Australia. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Australia's wild koala populations have declined steeply in the past 2 decades and they are listed in the endangered category of IUCN Red List. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Habitat fragmentation, bushfires, and chlamydia are key threats to koala. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Facing compounded threats from disease, habitat loss, climate change, and road collisions, koalas could become extinct by 2050 according to a 2020 assessment from the New South Wales government. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Now, let us look at a practice question. With reference to India's global power aspirations, consider the following statements. 1. Between 2016 and 2020, India accounted for 9.5% of global arms imports. 2. India's rank in the World Press Freedom Index 2024 was 159 out of 180 countries. 3. India ranks higher than China on the Global Innovation Index. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 2 and 3 only. C. 1 and 3 only. D. All of the above. Please provide your answers in the comment section.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.